So happy Father's Day to all of the amazing fathers and father figures out there. I hope you feel absolutely celebrated and loved today. In honor of my dad, who introduced me to the entire Lord of the Rings universe and therefore to my obsession with J.R.R. Tolkien's works, I wanted to talk a little bit about Father Christmas. And you may be thinking, it is June, why are we talking about Christmas? I think that this is just one of the most incredible examples of Tolkien's fatherhood and relationship with his family, and this is just an absolutely incredible book. And if you are maybe not so into Lord of the Rings but love fantasy related things and Christmas, then I highly recommend this book to you. There are multiple different editions of this book. I absolutely love this one because it not only shows the actual letter itself, but also writes it out so that you can read it a little bit better, and includes some incredible illustrations that were included. And some of these drawings are just like, I would hang this up in my room. This is beautiful. But I also think this just speaks to the creative ways in which parents have to figure out how to explain things to kids. So this edition has a little description of like the letters from Tolkien himself. And so it says, "Our Father Christmas was a very agreeable old fellow who conducted a correspondence for almost 20 years with my children. Each year he sent in a quavery hand an account illustrated by pictures of the often calamitous events at his house near the North Pole, especially during sorting and packing time, sometimes with pictures. His troubles were largely due to the ineptitudes of his chief assistant, the polar bear, also to the nefarious proceedings of goblins who invaded his store cellars and so provided a good explanation of why things specified as desirable did not always turn up, but were replaced by substitutes. His North Polar stamps were quite good and were apparently accepted by the post office, though how this was arranged was not revealed. I still keep most of this correspondence." But I'm going to read you one of my favorite letters. I love all of the letters that contain the polar bear. There's some times where there's like back and forth between Father Christmas and the polar bear, and it's so good. But this one is just really funny and has a really great illustration. It says, "My dear boys, I am more shaky than usual this year. The North Polar Bear's fault. It was the biggest bang in the world and the most monstrous firework there has ever been. It turned the North Pole black and shook all the stars out of place, broke the moon into four, and the man in it fell into my back garden. He ate quite a lot of my Christmas chocolates before he said he felt better and climbed back to mend it and get the stars tidy. Then I found out that the reindeer had broken loose. They were running all over the country, breaking reins and ropes and tossing presents up in the air. They were all packed up to start, you see. Yes, it only happened this morning. It was a sleigh load of chocolate things, which I always send to England early. I hope yours are not badly damaged." But isn't the North Polar Bear silly? And he isn't a bit sorry. Of course he did it. You remember I had to move last year because of him. The tap for turning on the Aurora Borealis fireworks is still in the cellar of my old house. Obviously a play on the Aurora Borealis, which is also so clever. "The North Polar Bear knew he must never touch it. I only let it off on special days like Christmas. He says he thought it was a cutoff since we moved. Anyway, he was nosing round the ruins this morning soon after breakfast, he hides things to eat there, and turned on all the northern lights for 2 years in one go. You have never heard or seen anything like it. I have tried to draw a picture of it, but I am too shaky to do it properly. And you can't paint fizzing light, can you? I think the polar bear has spoilt the picture, rather. Of course he can't draw with those great fat paws." And here's a note from the polar bear. "Rude, I can, and write without shaking. By going and putting a bit of his own in the middle about me chasing the reindeer and him laughing. He did laugh too, so did I when I saw him trying to draw reindeer and inking his nice white paws." Here's a polar bear insert. "Father Christmas had to hurry away and leave me to finish. He is old and gets worried when funny things happen. You would have laughed too. I think it is good of me laughing. It was a lovely firework. The reindeer will run quick to England this year. They're still frightened. I must go and help pack. I don't know what Father Christmas would do without me. He always forgets what a lot of packing I do for him. The snowman is addressing our envelopes this year. He is Father Christmas's gardener, but we don't get much but snowdrops and frost ferns to grow here. He always writes in white, just with his finger. A Merry Christmas to you from North Polar Bear, and love from Father Christmas to you all." And so, in addition to a really cool envelope that has the snowman included, this was the picture of the Aurora Borealis fireworks. And also the addition of the polar bear laughing at Father Christmas chasing after the reindeer. It's lovely. So here is to the creativity and humor of the father figures in our life.